the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal presented by Corona. This is where Super Tubos John Florence locked in his first world title in 2016, won the event, won the world title, came back to Hawaii just for the celebration as the tour was still going on. John now in the non-priority heat faced up against the tour rookie Rio Waida, Jesse. Leo Fioravanti now with priority, and at the moment he needs a 6.28. Here's our first look at Rio Waida in this heat. Airdrops into this one. Waida just weaving down the line and is going to give up on that.
Yeah, Baron score coming in pretty close to his backup right now. Let's see what comes out. Nice dinner, and the routine keeps the same, so there's not someone kind of bummed, you know, halfway through the event, but John up and riding.
John Florence on a new board. Let's see how it works. Oh, rail grab on that one. That was unfortunate.
Almost a little bit too excited on that bottom turn, just cutting a little bit too short and hitting the whitewash. So.
And we'll have the Corona post show to wrap everything up after that. So we still got a lot of surfing, a lot of entertainment up ahead. John comes around this section. Wow, gets a snap, but just a little bit, you know, not as centered on his board as we typically see John Florence.
Kind of impressive the way he was able to manage that much speed that he had right there, and just almost like a board slide right there. That was kind of cool. Lost a little bit of balance halfway through, but that was a great turn, super aggressive. I think he might get a great score for that only one turn. Check this out. His arms go up and a little bit of a board slide, which is very hard to do. And he just showed up. I guess we'll get back to that after this wave.
Yeah, speaking of Rio, there's Rio with a big snap and an air drop to flat. So commitment from the Indonesian surfer, from AJ on that, just to see what model was. But look at this. Big, giant snap, air dropping back in, keeping the board underneath his feet.
But I think for you to get to the next level and fight with those guys, you got to beat them first. So that's a great opportunity for him.
All right, John with a carve there. We're going to be waiting for the substantial number from Rio Waida. A 5.17 checks in for that one maneuver.
Right now, 20 seconds left.
Yeah, 20 seconds left in the priority heat. Rio Waida in the non-priority heat. He's got a lead over John Florence, and he wants to secure that lead. Sure-footed in his approach there. Waida with a 5.17. He's going to add to his two-wave total. Meanwhile, the clock ticks down in the priority heat between Baron Mamiya and Leo Fioravanti, and it is going to be the Hawaiian Baron Mamiya advancing into the round of 16.
Working with different people at different venues and getting a little bit of everything, you can just kind of make your library nice and full.
Slightly different music as a bank of fog rolls in. Vision still okay from where we are as we look at Rodriguez swinging here. Sorry, excuse me.
Rio.
That's Rio Waida.
We can't see that good, can we?
Just put my specs back on so if I can pierce through the fog and identify a surfer. Rio Waida on a left-hander, looking to consolidate that position. 11 and 40 remaining in the heats for John and Rio. And a little bit of pressure on Florence, a two-time world champ. Let's see what he's got. Off the bottom, opens up the body. And a snapping, carving turn goes into the lip. Gets it done. It's not necessarily highlight reel John surfing. That's not what he needs right now. Looking for just a 4.18. If he's surfing to the requirement, it'll feel good to get a combination and get a completion.
He really had to take it because the other surfers were having such a look at it, but it was smooth on the face there. Carves it back. This one was nice. He kind of underneath was able to drive the board up and over, but nothing super dynamic. Didn't get to see any tail release. Anything right there showing a high risk, so that'll kind of help suppress the score.
Yeah, I don't feel like this is. I feel like John's just surfing to kind of a criteria. So you know, it's just not the jump
in front of him. Meanwhile, driving off the bottom hard, out the back, trying to deal with some wobble. Rio unable to find some clean face.
Hardest point of the day, it feels like to me, with this higher tide. It's really bumpy. The walls are just disappearing instantly.
We'll watch set to stand up here. Here goes Rio. on a clean, nice looking open face, tags it. Look how high the spray goes. Does well with the bottom turn and then carves out of the top, hits the whitewater, still going fast, opens up the body with a carve. And while we wait for the judges to process a score for that, let's hear from the winner of the last heat, who's with Louisa Florence. It's Baron Mamiya. It's this guy, Rio Waida. This was a decent ride.
Flowmaster, and attacking the lift for the first section, and then this combo here with the snap straight into the bottom, turning the glide over the foam. Beautifully done. It's not going to be a super high number, but the surfing is definitely there. Doesn't look like there's any nerves.
He just looks so free, right? I mean, that's something I'm noticing is he doesn't look like he's holding back. He looks like he's connecting with these little sections, and that's something that you know, a lot of the surfers seem to be having a hard time doing out in this line.
And you know, we get to see it. There's a fishbowl right up there. You know, the area's there for 100%. Everyone to see.
John Florence live action, winds off the bottom, smashes it hard with that classic John snap
that was
through
more
the
like
lip.
it, huh? I wanted to see that just coming out of it.
Where the point scoring maneuvers are. Let's turn our attentions back to our priority heat. Florence still in a bit of trouble here. This is live action. We'll pick up the end of his ride. He's still looking for a 4.64. That is not
much.
a big number.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it doesn't need much. I feel like he's struggling to find it.
Someone like John Florence, who spent so much time in the water, doing so many reps. He's been out there now for 36 minutes, and all he's got from that is a couple of fours. Let's get a look. Here he is on his backhand.
He's trying to get away from Rio. Rio's got him in his targets.
He's just never really been able to tee off legitimately on a section, apart from on that previous right-hander. And as he was doing that turn, you'd think it. I feel like with the way this afternoon's gone, and in terms of upsets, we look at form. It's been a day with some heavy casualties going down. Big talking points to bring you later in the Corona post-show. Live action, meanwhile, Florence still looking for a 4.64. And he'll just swoop back in the pocket, clipping off his heels.
Not there yet.
Still, though, getting some distance, right, from Rio,
that's
maybe?
exactly what that was. It was a getaway, give me some opportunity, but the rip just pulls him right back into Rio again.
Well, John Florence will be disappointed. Well done to Rio Waida of Indonesia, repping his country proudly, gets the win over a two-time world champ in the form of John Florence. We'll go to break. When we come back, we've got another world champ in the water, Italo Ferreira. Join us for more live from Portugal real soon.